So far, Kaizer Chiefs have one confirmed signing in Bongani Sam, and other players are just being linked with them. On top of that, they've brought on a new technical team, which they are yet to announce officially, but you all know we've seen the pictures. Now, the question is, has this transfer window by Kaizer Chiefs been better than the previous transfer windows? I think the answer is more nuanced than yes or no. Let's talk about it. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pelo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. Let me start with Ubongani Sam himself, because I think whether or not I think he's a good signing or I think he's not that great of a signing, the first and most important thing that I'm looking at right now is the fact that Kaizer Chiefs in previous windows have just gone out and gotten players, and not even good players, but just players. The difference with what they've done this time around is that even though there are arguments about whether Bongani Sam is a good signing or not, what he is basically addressing a certain need that is there in the club. Because right now they released Uhlanti. Udove could be played as a left back, but sometimes he gets injured a lot in that position, so maybe might not end up playing as a left back, which means we needed a left back to start with. So they signed Ubongani Sam, which is a good thing. However, at the same time, you are looking at a Kaizer Chiefs team that lost a starter. And as I said, Ubongani Sam is one player that there are still arguments. Like me, I'm saying, I'm not sure about him signing for Kaizer Chiefs. Most of you guys or some of you guys are saying, nah, he's a good signing. The thing is though, his track record has not proven well in the previous clubs, except when he was playing back in Bloemfontein Celtics. Injuries and inconsistencies, so that becomes a bit of a problem. But I will say, has this addressed the problem that we've had in previous years? And the answer is absolutely yes. Now we wait and see what they do next, because the other thing the Chiefs has done so far is that even though they've signed Ubongani Sam, they then went out, according as Diski Times reported, they went out and tried to sign Pasadine, and then Stellenbosch said he's not for sale. This was after Usam was signed to Chiefs, which tells me that even Kaizer Chiefs did not sign Usam as a starter. They signed him as a backup player, which brings another question. Is it then a good thing to sign a backup before you actually have a starter? Because you've already spent some money on a backup, and then you're going on and you are now wanting the main player. Because you see that what I'm saying here, let's say Ubongani Sam, because there were talks that it might be worth or cost like 5 million rands. So Chiefs spends 5 million on Ubongani Sam, and then let's say Stellenbosch says, hey, he's not for sale, Upasadine. And we know that the price tag Pasadine is like 20 million, and the Chiefs offers 10 million. Don't you think it would have been better for Chiefs to have an opening bid of like 12 million to Stellenbosch? Stellenbosch says he's not for sale. They offer 15 million, which they now have spent the 5 million on Bongani Sam, and then maybe they can sell 1 or 2 players and add 5 more million to get that player. I'm just asking because I think that Chiefs so far, even with the coaching situation, they've done well, but in some instances they've seemed like they have their doubts. For example, with Kevin Johnson, they eventually let him go, but at first we're not sure whether Johnson was staying or going. And because of that, we're like, why is Chiefs not making the simplest decision that you think they can make? And people will say, Pelo, but these things take time. I'm thinking to myself, how many months was Kevin Johnson in that position for them to not see that he has nothing to offer? I mean, all of you guys, or maybe 95% of the people who are watching this video, wanted Kevin Johnson gone. And I want to hear you guys on the comment section. How many of you wanted Kevin Johnson gone before even the last game of the season? I'm talking about before we even confirmed that we're not playing in the top 8. How many of you? I want to see your comments, because if I get 50 comments and like 30, 35, or even 40 comments out of the 50 are saying they wanted Johnson gone, then that is proof enough that Johnson was never good enough. So how come was that a difficult decision for Chiefs? Am I coming on this video with a negative energy to say Chiefs have not done a good job? No. I am saying that right now, Kaizer Chiefs are in a position where For example, they've addressed the need of a left back with Ubonganisem, but the question is, who's the starter? Because clearly in their eyes, they still want a starter. Secondly, Calvin Johnson, they ended up firing him, which is a good decision, but why did it take so long? So it's still that thing of, even now, they have not really communicated with us as to what is happening. And what ends up happening is that people will end up complaining and saying, why are Chiefs not transparent and communicating with us and all of that stuff? Because it leads to so many speculations and so many things that are being said. And as I've said before, it's good for us as content creators because there's a rumor about this player being linked with Chiefs. Then we talk about it. Then we bring it up with you guys. But then a lot of people take these things personal and they get mad. Why are Chiefs doing this? Only to find that Chiefs are not actually doing that. You have appointed a coach. Announce the coach. You sign a left back. Announce the left back. Because it doesn't matter whether Chiefs announce these players, 1 player per week, 2 players per week. They're still going to trend. They're the biggest club in South Africa. But when you open doors for speculations, then you end up just allowing negativity that is not necessary to end up flowing around. But if I was to say the overall thing that Chiefs has done, which they deserve absolute 100% credit for, is the fact that they have finally made the right decision with the coaching. Because not only is Nasreddin Nabi, once again, I can choose to be negative and say, why did they wait? Because now they've had to pay 1.1 million. Why did they have to wait a year? But I'm just going to take the positive. He finally came, right? I'm going to put that on the side. People are complaining about Matiba. Matiba is now removed. Now there's a goalkeeper coach, Umuzukli, right? Muzuki, I'm sorry. Chiefs fans have been complaining about fitness coach, talking about how his scorer does not deserve to be there. They've brought on a fitness coach, right? We've been asking questions. Who's the analyst? Apparently the analyst was there all along, but now there is a performance analyst who's replacing the current fitness analyst. He comes in. Number 5, there's an assistant coach who hasn't arrived, right? The second assistant coach who's going to arrive with Nabi. And there is Fernando da Cruz, who's already arrived in South Africa and basically started assessing the team. By the way, Fernando da Cruz would have even been good enough to be the coach. But a person who's good enough to be a coach has been signed to be an assistant coach. Like, that means Chiefs are really overall taking this season really serious. Better than they've done in the past 10-15 years. So decisions have been made. Good decisions have been made by Kaizer Chiefs. And I think that we have a reason as Kaizer Chiefs fans at this moment in time to say we can be positive. We can look forward and towards this season and say Chiefs are going to be playing good football, because from the top, where the problem usually is, from the management to the coaching, then the players, we've sorted the top. The management have taken good decisions. They've gotten the right people to lead the team, and then the players after that would be good. Now the question is, why have they not signed other people? I'm gonna say this again. I don't really care much for many signings. As long as we have cover in the left back positions, then we can address other positions. But right now, we have cover in any other position except the left back. Matlo's going to come back from injury. Ngobo is still there right now. Sabelo Hatebe might be given chances there. Dusha Balala is there. Fundo Vilagaz is there. On the right, Abo Saile will get coached and do better. Bo Dupree, they come back. Abo Moti, Dabazo Yansin. There are a lot of good players at Kaizer Chiefs. And I'm telling you now, I have reason to be positive about this current season. If you've been watching this video to this far, why have you not subscribed? Why have you not liked the video? Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Go check out this video on my other channel where I talk about whether European coaches are ruining South African football, and this video that YouTube thinks you might like. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, Khosi, I'll pay you more.